what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sherry John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do? Yeah, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Hey guys, it's Joe here.
Hello.
Anna. Bad boys, what they gonna do if they come for you? Welcome to the Bad Boys live stream here, guys. You're in for a treat. We launched a couple of surveys, and we understood from these surveys, these two survey questions, that there's a lot of confusion around good boys, bad boys. What do Ukrainian women want compared to Western women? And basically the intention of this live stream, guys, is to help you guys understand the whole bad boy issue, because there's a lot of confusion, so that you can stack the deck for your dating success here in Ukraine. Okay, so shall we jump into it?
Yeah.
Okay, just as an announcement, tomorrow you guys are in for a super treat. 10 a.m. Sunday, Eastern time. We're going live with Operation Online Dating Scam Hack. Okay, this puppy is the Super Bowl of scam busters. Okay, so the whole intention is we're going to rally the troops. Okay, we're going to create a community where we're going to all, play in this thing together. So all of you victims of online dating scams, please attend. We're going to ask for volunteers. Basically, we're going to take on all of the PPL dating scam sites one by one. We're going to knock them off together as a community to raise awareness. And the super cool about this really slick scam hack, guys, is that you're going to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that it's a scam. Okay, you're gonna see, it's very visual as well. So we're really optimistic that this is gonna actually make a dent in the David and Goliath fight against the online dating scam sites. Okay, so we're starting this. It's a Super Bowl. It's gonna be a multi weekend event. Okay, and here's just a little sneak preview of that coming up tomorrow, 10 a.m. You're about to witness a simple hack that an online dating site scam expert used to bust the biggest scam sites that took American men for over $500 million last year, and how you can easily use this simple hack so you'll never get scammed again by any online dating site. So we're back. So let me ask Anna, straight up, Anna, do Ukrainian girls like good boys or bad boys? Tell me.
I think they like good boys, but a little bit bad. Two in one, yeah.
2 in 1, kind of like shampoo and cream rinse, yeah?
Yeah.
2 in 1. Okay, of course, women always want it all, right? That's why
I have to choose.
That's why it mind bleeps us, right? Because women always want it all. Okay, so you want both a good boy and a bad boy. So let's get into the survey, okay? We did 2 surveys, and let's go over the results. By the way, the survey is in the description below this video if you want to vote in the survey. Well over 130 of you guys already voted, so it's high statistical significance on the results here. So what's the number one quality that most defines bad boys, was question number 1. So what do you guys think it is? Do you want a comment there, Anna? So we're going to read your the qualities of bad boys that you guys listed as first quality, second, third, fourth. So first
53% of guys think that quality number 1 of bad boys is that they don't care what people think.
Yeah, so 53% basically FU attitude, right? That's a definition of a bad boy, is what most of you guys say. Now, I would personally agree that's probably the number one quality of a bad boy. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree? Okay. 19% of you said bad boys have had trouble with the law. So, what do you think?
It's not what we mean by meaning bad boys.
Yeah,
definition of the bad boy.
Yeah, for the purpose of this live stream, it's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about criminals who've been to jails, okay? 17% of you said confident, even cocky. Personally, I think it's way higher than 17%. Like, it should be definitely number 2 quality, in my opinion. What do you think?
I would agree.
Okay. And 8%, your turn.
8% that this masculine is their feature.
Yeah, 8% of you voted masculine as number
And
1.
I think it's way more, than
Should be
8%.
much higher.
Yeah, much
Yeah,
higher.
bad boys are all pretty much masculine. If you're not masculine, you ain't really a bad boy. And 3% of you
You're
said...
more like a girl.
Yeah, well, 3% of you said exciting and spontaneous. Only 3%. What do you think, Anna?
I think it's close to the top the feature of bad man.
Yeah. That's the appeal, really, guys. Girls like bad boys because they're fun, they're exciting. Hold on for the ride, baby. Get on the back of my hog, right? Okay. Okay. Second survey question, which you're welcome to vote. It's live, active poll link in the description below this video right now. Do you believe that good guys finish last? You know, the old adage. Do you think there's truth to it? What did guys say, Anna?
What guys say, that 52% they do believe, yes, in both countries they finished
Last. Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys said, you think the old adage is true. Good guys finish last. But it's interesting that I won't go, look at it. You can look at the details in the poll link below. But basically you said that you think good guys finish last in Ukraine less. In other words, good guys have a better chance in Ukraine. I would agree on that. What do you think, Anna?
Maybe because less choices.
Exactly.
There's competition.
There's the raw, honest truth. Because less choice in Ukraine for good, eligible bachelors. For husbands, good husband material. Less choice. So that's the starting ground for our live stream today. And the next question, Anna, is the stereotypical. And we're talking stereotypical. We're painting with a broad brush.
I want to just say. Like general picture. If you will ask a girl why she would prefer bad boy, you understand whom we talk about. She just said because generally speaking, they are not boring. They are much more spontaneous, exciting, and that's what makes very attractive.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that Ukrainian girls like bad boys because they're spontaneous.
Because
they're
basically
exciting.
they're not boring.
They're not boring. Okay. Yeah. So that's what you have from the ladies' side. Now I want to ask you, Ukrainian men, are they mostly good boys or bad boys? Stereotypical Ukrainian men.
Stereotypically, more bad boys than good boys.
And I would definitely agree. Come on in closer. One of us has got a... that's better. I would definitely agree that the stereotypical Ukrainian man is an alpha male. He's definitely a bad boy, okay? He's difficult. He's, So we'll get into the qualities of bad boy. And again, the intention of this live stream, guys, is that we're not trying to change you. Just increase your awareness of what Ukrainian women expect from you. Because let's face it, when they go on a date with you, Mr. American or Mr. Western man, what do they expect? Well, they expect the only thing they know, which is Ukrainian men. So they expect you to behave like a Ukrainian man. And believe you me, you're not behaving like a Ukrainian man. Far from it. So if you understand what they expect, you can understand, how to stack the deck for your success. Which qualities to take from Ukrainian men and which qualities to leave behind, to increase your chances. Would you say, Anna?
Yeah, I would agree. They, first of all, want to see very strong, very masculine man, which is very often didn't happen. We will jump into details now. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into that. So let's compare Ukrainian men, qualities or personality characteristics of the Ukrainian man. Because, guys, we can glean a lot into how to be successful in Ukraine with Ukrainian women. Let me ask you one question. It's not in our script, Anna, but do you think Ukrainian men are more successful dating Ukrainian women than Western men, or not?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Да, конечно. Yeah, and why do you think that is? Of course, language. Of course, culture. You know that's a given. Those are the two number one reasons. But beyond that, are they still more successful if you remove those two qualities, being language and culture?
Because they behavior how Ukrainian women expect and like they accustomed to, and that's why like.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's what
culture advantages.
It's what they expect. So let's dive into stereotypical Ukrainian man. Why don't you take point number one, Anna?
They are very highly masculine and very protective about family. Their family.
Yeah, they're very protective about family. That's an important one, guys. Women need to really feel that you're going to be the alpha male and protect her and the ducklings, the little ones, from any outside threats. Okay.
Be like a mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, be like a mountain. And I got to say, living for 5 years in Ukraine, they are more protective. If you try to mess with a man's family or even cuss at them or anything negative, I mean, they'll be all over you. You don't want to go there. We're a lot more easygoing in the West in that regard. So, yeah, I would agree. Alpha male all the way. Stereotypical. Point number two, well, it's tough alpha male is point number two. They're not whiners. What do you think about that, Anna? Can you describe Ukrainian men. Ukrainian men. We'll get to Western in a minute, but in regards to they're tough, they don't whine and complain about stuff.
Yeah, generally speaking, they are very comfortable with any condition. For example, if they need to sleep in a cold room, or I don't know, okay, no hot water, okay, I will just take shower with cold water. Or if they cut their fingers, they okay, no problem, just
yeah, I don't need a band-aid, I just throw some mud on it.
Yeah. It's okay. So no problem with any difficulties. And
exactly. I'll tell you a quick story on this point. So I have a Ukrainian man friend. He used to be a cop. His name is Sasha, right? I call him Robo Sasha. Why? Because he broke his leg. It's funny because I broke my leg, and then when I just healed, 2 months, basically 6 weeks lying in bed, I can't walk. Well, then he broke his leg after that. And guess what? We went to the hospital, he had the x-ray confirmed broken. And it wasn't a simple, it was a break. Okay, he broke his leg. Well, the point is, he kept working. One of his jobs was driving a taxi, and he would drive taxi, which means he's got to get in and out of the car and stuff like that with a broken freaking leg. I said, Sasha, how's it going to heal? What are you doing? And it was winter. It was minus 25 degrees. I started calling him, Robocop. I mean, they are tough. And Sasha that was the kind of the beginning of my education as to what tough men are, And let me also add, the reason I understand Ukrainian men quite well is because I went to a banya in Sumy every Saturday for about a year. And with about 10, 15 naked Ukrainian men, that's right. When you go to the banya, out comes the piva, the vodka, and you strip down to buff. And away she goes, 4 hours in the banya. So the conversation, the atmosphere, their mentality, I got to understand.
They know it's Russian word, no? Banya, it's Russian word.
Banya, I think so. I think it's a Russian word, yeah.
But they understand?
Yeah, they understand. Sauna.
Okay.
Yeah, sauna, banya.
Speak two languages now.
So what about next point, Ukrainian man?
Confident, big ego. Yeah.
Confident, big egos. Confident. Yeah. Well, we better pick up the pace here. Mm-hmm. Cool as a cucumber. They are cool as a cucumber. They're really, really cool. I can't emphasize that enough, guys. They talk little, they take action, and they listen more than they talk, and they're cool. And they don't chase girls. Yes, they'll make the first move. But if she's not responsive, they don't chase her. They don't. They're like, okay, whatever, next, you know. Next one.
Difficult man, not easygoing, definitely not pushover.
Yeah, not a pushover. Yeah.
Yeah, they are very rarely you can meet easygoing Ukrainian man, and normally it's more feature of Ukrainian woman, not man. Female feature.
They expect the woman to be traditional. They expect. Seriously. They expect. Excuse me. If they're not, it's a problem. I need my borscht. I'm hungry. You know, I mean, I'm talking Ukrainian men, guys. I'm serious. I've been living here for 5 years. It's true. They're traditional and they expect. And if they're not traditional, well, the woman understands, tell me if I'm right or wrong, Anna, that the marriage is at risk. Like, if she doesn't do her part, is he going to stick around? Or is he going to divorce her? Potentially.
Potentially, it can be a big problem, yes. But
Big
it's,
problem.
yeah, we talk about majority of the couple, but there is many different cases, man, can be.
They do not tolerate a feminist woman.
That
Right?
don't like, yeah.
Don't like and don't tolerate. Won't tolerate, guys. I'm serious about this. They do not tolerate it. There's going to be big problems in paradise if she's a feminist.
Men want to be respected, and woman don't want to be with a man whom she doesn't respect. So it works from both sides.
True. Next one.
Strong, silent type. Stoic.
Yeah. Stoic.
They're not they are the leader of the family. Yes, it's true. Not very talkative. A lot of like living in their inner emotion. Very close type, I can say. Most of the cases, not very talkative. Yeah.
Yeah. Next one. FU attitude. There's the FU attitude again. They're rule breakers.
A lot of complaints like women have no opportunity to talk because woman needs a lot to talk, and then she has man who is not able to. Okay, it's good if he can at least listen.
You lost me. What's that?
Like because they're silent type, they don't like to talk.
Yeah,
but
the men don't. Yeah.
It's good if at least he can listen,
Yeah.
They're very very isolated normally,
Yeah. So they're rule breakers, not people pleasers. They're not people pleasers, guys. Even to the point of the family and your in-laws. They don't bend over backwards to please anybody, including the in-laws. You had a story on that. Did you want to share? No?
Not people pleasers.
Yeah, like about the... Okay, we'll move ahead. They're not chivalrous, not romantic, not sentimental. You want to say anything about that?
Yes, not sentimental. Not very romantic, it's true. There is different cases again. But
Not sentimental and romantic like your husband. Hey?
I think she will be very, very surprised if she will watch with some movie with a Western man and he will cry, She will not know how to react.
Yeah, because these guys aren't crying over a chick flick. It's not going to happen.
It's like even, in funerals, they sometimes, keep their emotion with them and don't want to release.
Yeah. Next point, not faithful, unfortunately. Yeah.
Not faithful. Cannot be. No.
Stereotypical. I mean, we're painting with a broad brush, but it's a big problem in Ukraine.
I don't know. I cannot. I mean, maybe 50-50. I believe.
50-50. Okay.
Very optimistic.
Well, that's still not a very good number. 50% are not faithful.
Less than Western men, definitely. But
so Western men are more faithful, you're saying?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
You think? Okay. I would agree with you. Believe me, in the banya, I heard all the shit. Okay. I heard it all. Enough said. They're worldly. They're practical. They're wise. They're not naive. Okay, let's leave that there. Selfish. They're selfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
And then this one.
Low morality and ethics. I don't agree.
Yeah, this is the one point we didn't agree on. Yeah, I think generally because of corruption and because kind of anything goes in business in Ukraine, in my opinion, the ethics and the morality, I think the fabric is lower than in the West. That's just my opinion, but Anna doesn't agree. And I don't know, do you agree with the last point?
Not good providers. Maybe sometimes they don't want to be good providers. They sometimes, I don't know. In my surrounding, there is good providers, a lot good providers.
Yeah, in Anna's world, there's the men examples, are all very good providers. But generally speaking, that's one of the reasons Ukrainian women are looking to the West, is because they're tired of a hard life and they don't have to worry. They don't want to have to worry where the next meal is coming from, kind of thing. Okay, let's move on to the typical characteristics of Western men, and then we're gonna compare. Well, we're gonna start comparing now. Okay, and think about yourself, and please feel free to ask questions in chat, comment below.
Yeah, we will answer at the end of the video, okay, to all questions.
Yeah. So feel free to write in chat or comment below, please. So, do you want to go with the first one, Anna?
Over communicator, verbal. What?
Verbal diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Yeah.
Okay, when I start work as a coach, I was like, I asked Joseph and also our new coaches, Ukrainian, you have this coaching call, and really man can tell you his life and share his personal stories, because we like Ukrainian women expect to meet Ukrainian men, not talkative, why he would share his personal story. But when our Ukrainian coach work with Western men, they're like, oh my God, they overloaded with information. And from the beginning, normally it's very strange to hear,
Yeah,
Especially
I can say
time.
we had one client who will remain nameless, but basically when he got back from a couple of dates with his lady, he really liked her. He said to me, he told her everything about his life, his whole life. And it was 2 or 3 dates. She was in another city, yeah. And we found out from her afterwards that she was just completely overwhelmed. Like she didn't know how to take him. He was an extreme over-communicator. And that's so opposite to Ukrainian men that women just don't know how to take that. They think it's, you're a little bit wingnut, so you got to be careful with the over-communication. Western men, well, we are chivalrous. We're romantic, right?
Yeah.
So
it's what I think definitely pluses compared to Ukrainian men, because in Ukraine a lot of women would like to have some romantic relationship and to increase their romantic level in relationship.
Yeah. And guys, when we're going through the Western qualities here, the idea of this is that, just be aware of the qualities of the Ukrainian man and be aware of how you're different. Because if you have a heightened awareness of that, maybe you can change your actions to be a little bit more Ukrainian. And I'm not saying be somebody that you're not. I'm just saying be aware of it and maybe tame down, for example, the over-communication, especially on the first couple, 2-3 dates when you're, really laying the groundwork for the foundation of the relationship, right? Because you can, put the nail in your coffin on date number 1 or number 2 with these things, right? So just be aware of it. And be aware of your pluses too, as they call in Ukraine, your advantages, your pros. Okay. How about this one? Third one.
Easygoing, feminine feature.
Easygoing.
Easygoing.
Yeah. We're
yeah.
very easygoing in the West.
Much more compared to Ukrainian men, definitely.
And is that a feminine? Is that a feminine feature or a masculine feature?
Feminine feature. At the beginning, it can be like Ukrainian woman can, oh, cool, he's so easygoing, she can for some time enjoy this feature, but later she will think that okay, it's he's too much the woman, you know. Like I want him to become more, you know,
More manly. Yeah, it is feminine energy, guys. Easygoing. You don't want to be too easygoing. Like, oh, where do you want to go to a restaurant? No, they want the man to take the lead, to say where we're going for dinner. They don't want to choose. Don't ask them. They want you to choose. They won't tell you that, but that's what they want. So you don't want to be too easygoing. They don't like it. Fickle. We tend to be fickle. Change our mind like the wind. Whereas Ukrainian men, they're more of a rock. They make the decision and that's it. We're going this way, you know? So, any comments about that?
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for Ukrainian women, but if you know, like we say in our families that last words it's only father will say, you know, if you have some discussion, everybody look at the father and he say, you know, his last words, everybody follow. Sometimes it's not your, you know, not your decision, but still if you compare to like if man just change his mind all the time, you know, Ukrainian woman would be prefer with men who take responsibility. Actually, it's a feature connected with taking responsibilities, because when you make this last decision, you will respond for the result, you know.
Mm-hmm. Western men are naive. Believe me, we're really naive here. And they see that as a vulnerability, as a weakness. Why? Because they want the man to be a protector. And if you're naive, let's face it, your protection element goes down if you're naive, right? So they don't like that. What about confidence, Western men?
I don't think I don't know a lot of Western men, but I think there is enough confident men. But maybe it's a little bit less than compared to Ukrainian men because of Western women, and they just, you know, become like close from to be more initiative, more confident. And it's, for example, inviting a pickup lady on the street, or, you know, because there was so much time turned down, so they just become like
I would agree
lost
with
their
you.
confidence.
I would agree with you. We've been emasculated so much in the West. You know, they cut our confidence off and toss it over their shoulder. So I see Western men not as confident as Ukrainian men. Ukrainian men are brazen. They're confident. They're overconfident, even cocky, brazen. And that's what the women here are used to. So when you come across as meek, not confident, not knowing where you want to go or what's up, it's a really big disadvantage here. Mm-hmm. So needy is the next one. Oh, do you love me? You haven't said you love me. We've been seeing each other for 2 weeks.
Come on, what is this? It's a woman.
Oh, come on. I don't understand. My love language is touch. You never touch me. Yeah, so what do you think, Anna? Do Western men come across as needy?
I think he is much more than Ukrainian man. And I think I am like Ukrainian woman now, in shock from, you know, this behavior.
Would a Ukrainian man ever do what I just did, you know? Yeah, but believe me, we have clients, and because Ukrainian women are really slow to progress the relationship, especially emotionally, like to give of themselves emotionally. They're slow, they're reluctant, they're cautious. They don't just give love on a silver platter, and they don't say it until they really, really mean it. That's the difference in our cultures. When we say it, it's just like off the cuff. We say it really early, really quickly. They hold back until they're sure. Until they're sure you're the one. If a Ukrainian woman is saying, I love you, you've invested a lot of time with her to get her to that space. You know, unless she's a scammer, of course, then she loves everybody. I love you. I want to be with you. I want to marry you, of course. But no, we're talking about real women, of course. Mm-hmm, you know.
How you know that? I'm just wondering. Not Ukrainian woman, but yeah, it's true.
Shh. Okay, can't tell all my secrets. Okay, Western men, thoughtful, spoils the women. Do they spoil their women?
Yes, much more, I think, than Ukrainian men.
Mm-hmm. To the point, maybe too much. maybe to the point of being a pushover?
Yes, I think it's happened a lot.
And what about this last part of the sentence? Do you agree? Read. I'll read. You comment. And this is a highly feminine energy, being, over thoughtful, over gifting, stuff like that. Highly feminine, and it's not attractive to Ukrainian women. Your comment.
Yeah, it's like, you need to be a man and leader of the family, and for example, if you spoiled a woman on a budget that you cannot allow yourself, then you've been in trouble with financial situation in your family, and it's turned to other way, and she's not happy with you as a, like a leader of the family,
Yeah, if you live, if you raise the bar too quickly, and live above your means, it will backfire, right? And then a good provider.
It's connected to be too much pleaser, and women don't want. She likes this. She can enjoy this for some time, but it will be too much. She will, with time, she would want you to be more like a man. And when she says this, you will have no idea. I'm a man, like what she talk about. But she talk about it's too much pleasing. It's a pleaser. It's a feminine.
It's a feminine energy, guys. Here, it's not a feature of men. Men will be the man, do what they need to do, but they just don't over lavish and over spoil with opulent gifts and stuff they can't afford, and flowers all the time. Okay. Western men, good provider, yeah? Yeah, I would say we're stronger providers because of probably our birthright. We're born in a country where it's been typically easier to get ahead, So we're better providers, and that is a big reason that Ukrainian women are wanting to marry Western men. Few. We're better providers. And then where Anna and I differ, I think in our culture we have a fabric of higher morality, higher ethics than Ukraine. So again, we finish off on that point. Again, the whole point, guys, is just be aware of how you differ to Ukrainian men so that you can tweak your dating habits. You're not going to change yourself because you are who you are. And I just wanted to make a general blanket statement about this whole genre, this whole area of being a pickup artist in game. I don't believe in game, sorry. But there's guys that charge $500 an hour or a day to teach game and how to pick women up. And I just think it's a complete bullshit arena. You just need to be confident. You need to be the man. I'm talking about Ukraine. I'm more of an expert on how to behave to pick up Ukrainian women than I am Western women because I'm here. I mean, I'm just saying there's no need for game in America. But there is a need. Sorry, I meant in Ukraine. There's no need for game in Ukraine. There's need for confidence. There's need to be a little bit more Ukrainian in your behaviors. But there's no need for what you call in the West the game. Okay, these women are very serious. They're looking for a real man.
Ukrainian women doesn't respect those men, and she will never give you a chance to be with her.
If you're gonna play game.
Yeah. It means you don't respect her, or you're really not into her, and she will just will not waste her time as soon as she will find out you play games.
Yeah. Well, games, and I mean game, right? You know what I mean, guys? Ukrainian women, they see it coming. They see right through game. You don't need game in Ukraine, I'm telling you straight up. So I hope that helps you guys. Please feel free to, we'll take some questions now. No problem. Take a little bit of a break here. Field some questions. If you guys have them, please write in comments or in chat below. We covered that one. Next, we're going to get into the behaviors of Ukrainian versus Western men. The behaviors. specifically in the stages of dating, relationship development, and marriage. So we're going to continue comparing Ukrainian versus Western men in all of these areas in the progression of the relationship, right from pickup to putting a ring on her finger to walking down the aisle. Again, to help you guys better understand Ukrainian men so you can emulate them a little bit, and that will be your gain in Ukraine if you want, okay? So, first one is pickup. Pickup. How do Ukrainian men pick up women? You do Ukrainian and I'll do Western, okay? Okay. Ukrainian. How do they mostly pick up women?
Many different ways, because it's 20th century. What, 21? No.
21st century?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of ways
also,
now.
Yeah, many different ways. So up as well as popular, but still a lot of street pickup. So they feel free to pick up you in a cafe or in a coffee shop or just on the street. If they like you, they very confident come, and share with you their feelings.
Yeah,
and ask for number, that's all.
And ask your phone number. I mean, it's really true, guys. They almost to the point of, I like you. Woman, come. Grab her by the hair and drag her. No, they're very overconfident, cocky. If they like her, they're like, I like you. Your number. What is it? Like that. No, I shit you not. What is your number? It's not even polite. No, and I've seen it work.
Yeah, and in these cases, very often they turned down, because girls want gentlemen, but girls, they complain that we want to be picked up by, gentlemen, but we have very often picked up by, how you say, cocky man.
Like when we were doing the what did we call it, the street pickup series, the one beautiful girl, she was the guy just grabbed her ass on the street after chatting. Well, that didn't work. But I'm serious. Ukrainian men, they're very aggressive in their pursuit of women. So it's too much so. But if you compare to Western men, sorry, but we're a Tinder and a Badoo nation now. In the West, men just don't have the confidence to pursue a woman in public. It's a lack of confidence as I see it. Okay, so that's the difference there. Okay, so that's pickup. How about pre-date communication style? So I picked you up, I got your number, whatever. Now it's before our first date. How does the Ukrainian man communicate?
Normally, it's just he did phone calls to talk to you and schedule, date for find a good time and date for you to meet. And if it's communication, maybe short SMS, like Viber messages, but not long conversation, just to meet in real life again and have, opportunity to talk.
I see Mark, was it Mark? No, Gregory, he wrote, that's like being a caveman. Exactly, that's Ukrainian man. I mean, really, that's grab her by the hair, drag her into the cave. It doesn't get more caveman than that. They're Neanderthals. Okay. No, I'm saying, I'm broad brushing it, but it's true, guys. It really is. And what Anna said, I just want to recapitulate that, is that, Ukrainian men, pre-date communication, it's short. It's short to the point of arranging the date, okay? And it's probably a phone call, right? It's a phone call, not an SMS.
Yeah, phone call. If need some details, it can be short SMS, yeah.
Compare the Western man, we're super casual. Where does the Ukrainian man, sorry, I'm off there. We hide behind SMS. We hide behind texts. In WhatsApp, social media, Facebook me, that's the Western man. Again, it shows a lack of confidence. Also, we start getting into virtual over communication even before the first date. Ukrainian men don't do that. If you do that here in Ukraine, the women just think you come across as needy. You come across as not confident, and that's not a good start, guys. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, first date. Ukrainian man.
Normally it's simple date that not very expensive, something not super extraordinarious, just can be like simple cafe, walking, simple flowers. Of course, every Ukrainian lady likes flowers, so yeah, something like this.
And Western men, super casual. Walk, coffee, definitely go Dutch, usually, right, in the West. You forgot to mention the Ukrainian man, how often does he pay on the first date?
All time. And he invite lady, he pays, of course.
Did you see the look on her face? What do you mean, how often? Always, right? I mean, always, always, always. And so we go Dutch in the West, usually, right? And definitely no flowers in the West, right? Women don't want that, usually, right? Again, it's back to the emasculation thing, the feminist movement, right?
If it will happen in a date, especially first date with Ukrainian woman, that you will offer, like you will ask her who will pay, she will think that you so jealous man that even cannot pay for her dinner. I don't know. Like,
and it'll be your last date, right?
Yes, it will be
first and last date if you don't pay for Ukrainian women.
Yeah.
Okay, the big one, sex. How does it make you feel? Let's talk about sex. How is the Ukrainian man on the first date with sex or dating? We're just talking about dating, right? First date.
Does he expect Ukrainian man on the first day sex? I think...
Let's go to the bedroom now. I like you. Blonde hair, blue eyes. You're very sexy.
No, for example, if they meet at disco at night, he, of course, invite in 5 seconds her to go to his home, So it's very different. It depends how they meet and what goal he
Pursues, yeah.
Pursues, yes. If he's about a serious relationship, he will wait, as long as they need, He will go on a date and just, develop this relationship on the level when they will be both ready for that. But if he doesn't take her serious, yes, it can be even in the first day he expect that they will have some.
I can just add in my experience, I've been told a lot by Ukrainian men, you see, they don't want him to take her to an expensive restaurant, especially, because then he like, very high chance he expects sex after a fancy restaurant. So they would prefer to go someplace simplistic. Yeah, because they don't want to feel obligated to sex, of course. But in my experience, and being to a banya with Ukrainian men every Saturday for a year, I see that they usually want sex. So that's what my experience is of Ukrainian men. So we differ on that point a little bit too.
It's low level man.
Low level man, yeah. And Anna is always around high-level people, so that's why the difference of opinion there. So, no, it's true. It's true. Everybody in Anna's world is high-level, which is, they have an expression in Ukraine, show me who your friends are, and I show you who you are. And that was one thing I really noticed in dating Anna very early in our dating, is that all her friends and her family, incredible people, like just, wow, incredible, generous, kind, giving, just incredible people. And make good livelihoods in Ukraine. Okay, Western men. Western men, we're a hookup culture. So
tell me how it's in
Western men. I mean, look at Tinder, Badoo, all these other dating apps that I couldn't even begin to keep up with. They're all about hooking up. So I would say sex on the first date. It's a usual thing in the West. Yeah. Fu means disgusting. Yeah. So that's a big difference there. So I think you guys already know that. Ukrainian women, and of course we're talking about good girls, okay? They are slow to get into bed as opposed to Western women. So I think you guys already know that, right? What about touch, physical affection? Ukrainian men.
Normally Ukrainian men, they not very affection, yeah? Physical.
Pretty closed,
very
yeah?
Closed, yes. Like this.
What about in public? Affection in public?
Very rarely I can see some couple who is like crazy affectionated about each other in public.
In public, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty taboo, like kissing in public. I mean, holding hands, that's okay. That's pretty
And
normal
it's
these
not
days.
taboo by law, yeah, like in Dubai, but it's just
Yeah, they're not gonna arrest
culture.
you like in Dubai. Like we were just there. We were just there for a week. Okay, Western men, yeah, big time, over affectionate, right? Western men, we're over affectionate. Yeah, most Western men have touch, love language, and we look for that, and we want affection. And the problem with dating in Ukraine is Ukrainian women are very slow to give affection, and they won't give it in public, and it sends misguided signals to us Western men. You need to be more cool about it. Don't worry about it. Trust your gut that she's into you. I've got a note here. Maybe this is why less Ukrainian women have touch as a primary love language than Western women.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, let's move on to money and large gifts, comparing West and Ukrainian men.
I think also a lot of Ukrainian women, they not satisfied with their sexual life, and sexual life, it's connected to touch language, they don't want to increase level of contacts, because they don't happy with this contact.
We did a video on this, and that's because she goes to a lot of women's club meetings, and so she hears, it's kind of like the woman's version of the banya, so she gets the inside scoop from Ukrainian ladies. So you have it on high authority there. Take care of Ukrainian lady in that bedroom department, and you'll be good as gold. Big red hot tip. But you got to be patient and wait to get there with a good girl again. So money and large gifts, Ukrainian men. Money and large gifts.
Normally there is no money support before marriage from Ukrainian men, and no expensive some gifts unless he is going to marry her, and if they, for example, start live together before marriage, so there is of course money support provided. But if they don't live together but they plan to marry, normally it's not about taking care about her financially. Yeah,
it's a radical difference here, guys, between Ukrainian men and how they treat their ladies and Western men. Ukrainian men, like Anna said, they're very slow to open up their wallet. They need to be serious about her and feel that she's serious about him. No support, definitely, until live together or marriage. There will be some gifts and stuff like that, but really I would classify them as tightwads,
If woman will ask for some needs, he will of course give, but it's not about monthly payment or something like this, budget before they
Right.
will.
That's a good point, Anna. A good point. Yeah, like if her washing machine breaks down or something like she really needs, if there's a genuine, real financial need for the family, yeah, he'll step up if he's serious about her. But in the West, to compare, coming to Ukraine, and a lot of you guys get invited out for $200, $300 meals. Can you take me to the spa for a pedicure and manicure? Maybe buy some jewelry, buy some shoes, all this shit. It's only because that's not a good girl, guys. Okay, that's not a good girl. She would never in her wildest dreams behave that way with any Ukrainian men. You got to know that. You're being used and abused. Okay. So that's a huge difference between Western and Ukrainian there. Would you agree?
Yes, but there still can be cases when she can be good girl, but normally no. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is a chance.
She could be testing you. I mean, when you get asked to buy her something, yeah, she could be testing your financial means or your generous nature.
Yeah, this.
We have seen those cases with a good girl, so it can be a little bit of a tricky point. So if that happens, for example, in our agency, we call that out on the carpet, and Tatiana would talk to her. I would talk to the guy, and we would red flag it, and we would we would deal with that situation and find out what's behind that. Okay, romantic. Ukrainian men, are they romantic?
No, we already touched this topic, no?
We kind of did, yeah.
Not very romantic, not really.
Yeah, we already did this topic basically. So let's
But
move
my
on.
brother very romantic.
Yes. Well, your family's all golden. So, relationship communication style. So when you're in the relationship now, so we were talking about dating kind of now, but now in relationship, how is communication style? Ukrainian man.
Communication style.
When you're in the relationship. Is it mostly on the phone, mostly text messaging,
phone,
social media?
text messages, maybe for voice messages.
Voice messages? No, nobody leaves voice messages in Ukraine.
I know.
Oh, on Viber. Okay.
On Viber, voice
Yeah,
messages.
yeah.
On Viber,
Yeah, on Viber.
Just to hear voice, but short, sweet messages,
Yeah, short and sweet. That's the point.
Yeah.
Not long and verbose. Not getting into issues and stuff like that. Again,
5-10 minutes.
yeah. No long messages. Ukrainian men don't do it. If they're going to talk to you, it's going to be face-to-face in person. Learn from this one, guys. Being over talkative in communications in relationships, especially long distance, it's going to be the final nail in your coffin. Don't do that. In the West, we're mostly, a social media. Again, Facebook me, Instagram me, but don't call me, whatever you do in the West. In Ukraine, they talk face to face. Again, it's maybe back 10, 15 years, how we used to be. We used to be a phone culture 20 years ago, for example, in Canada, America. Okay, attitude to single moms. How is Ukraine man's attitude to single moms?
Normally, they're not very happy if woman has child. They would rather prefer to have a relationship with woman who has no children.
Why is that?
No, it's additional responsibility. They have lots of choices, so they can easily find women without children. But when men really love children, he have this passion to be a father, he can be okay. But generally speaking, no, because a lot of choices actually.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Children are the salt of the earth, right? I mean, they are the flowers, flowers of the planet.
But if they really like women, they will, they will be okay with
It does happen, but generally speaking, again, broad brush. They want to shirk responsibility. They're not interested in single moms.
Very often, when we have Ukrainian family. And if a woman has 2 children, for example, she's not happy with her, family life and have a lot of troubles. She's just afraid to divorce because everybody knows whom you will need, with 2 children. So they're just afraid and live like this, because they don't believe somebody will take care about her with 2 children.
Yeah, it's very hard for single moms in Ukraine to find a husband. It really is. I had in one of my interviews with Galina, you can see it on YouTube. I said, is it hard to find a husband as a single mom? She said, with 1 child, it's difficult. With 2 children, it's impossible. And she's in shape, she's beautiful, and she's like 32 years old. I mean, that's a classic example. So in the West, comparing it to Western men, we're much more open to single moms. And in all fairness to single moms are not spoiled. They're not monkey branchers in Ukraine like they are in the West. So a single mom is very appreciative, she's very grateful. She's not capricious. She's not going to monkey branch onto another guy, okay, like they do in the West. So they're a much better breed is what I'm saying in Ukraine. If a lot of guys in the West are turned off by single moms, and they would never date a single mom, and they're just dead against ever dating a single mom. And a lot of the coaches say that. But I would agree in the West, but I would completely disagree in Ukraine. In Ukraine, they are so hungry for a man. They're so appreciative when a good man comes along. Doesn't matter if he's, not so good looking and maybe overweight, and he has this problem and that problem, she's open to it. She's accepting, probably because there's not a lot of choice. Yeah. We will be right back after this commercial message, and we're going to talk about money and financial support.
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?
Hey guys, we're back. And if you guys don't know, you can get a free Skype call with any of our ladies on our unlimited database. You just have to register at matchguarantee.com/register, and you can Skype a lady for free that likes you, that you have mutual interest. So it's our free test drive, so you get to check us out. So, husband, what about Ukrainian men as a husband? How are they?
Generally speaking, good husbands and very strong leader of the family, very reliable, and they do take care about their family.
So they make good husbands. I see that they do, except for the infidelity part of it, which we'll get to in a moment here. Western men, in general, very good husbands, good communicators, and very committed. So, what was our main point comparing as husbands? I think there's good husbands in the West and in Ukraine. What about fatherhood? There's a bit of a difference here, I think. Fatherhood, Ukrainian men, what kind of fathers are they?
Yeah, they're good fathers, but because they a little bit not so emotional, not so very close, they're not very much enjoying to be a father, especially when he is young. For example, when he is at 40 years old, maybe he more enjoy being a father, spend more time with children. But if he's young, he do love children, spend time, but not as much as I think Western men. Yeah, normally, if you look at a child plays, there is more mother with their children, less fathers spending time on some.
Yeah, if you go to a playground, you see the moms with the kids, you don't see many dads. So that's my main point, is that fathers in the West were more active, were more contributory in the fatherly role, whereas they're more providers in Ukraine, and the moms are for child rearing, and the dad is more masculine, again, caveman, go kill the buffalo, bring it home. And Western men are more the sensitive type, more play with the kids, more active fathers. Okay, fidelity, so cheating. Ukrainian men, Western men. Ukrainian men.
It's more often happen in Ukraine compared to Western world.
Sorry, it's what?
More often happen in Ukraine.
Most. It happens more, you're saying?
More compared to Western world. Here that men can cheat. Again, because of abundance of the ladies, and sometimes men, cannot stop. And maybe if he will move to, I don't know, Germany or UK, he will stop because he will not see nobody with whom he can cheat. But here it's...
Yeah, there's just too many beautiful women, and they're spoiled. They have too much choice here, and you see it all the time. It is true. It's a problem in this culture. And if the man's cheating, he's cheating with who? He's cheating with a woman.
Single woman, and she expect to maybe he will leave family and be with her.
That's why I say about the ethics thing, a little bit less maybe in Ukraine, because if a man's cheating, he's cheating with a woman, right? So that means that women cheat too,
Yeah.
by default, of course, right? So it's just really important, guys,
Okay,
to...
but in my friends again, I'd never see nobody who cheat. That's why.
Yeah, because you have great circle of friends. Yeah, because you're a great person, of
What
course.
are you?
But so the point there is choose wisely. Choose very wise your wife, right? It's probably the most important decision of your life. Certainly much more than your financial decisions, contributing to your happiness, your life satisfaction. So choose wisely. Get to know her, get to know her friends, and see what she's made of, right? So attitude to divorce. And we're coming to a close here. So please ask your questions, guys, in chat here and in message below. We will reply to them. Attitude to divorce, Ukrainian man.
I think he is don't afraid of divorce, and he knows that he will have another partner in future, and it's not like some big damages for financial for him will be. So no problem. If you want to divorce, then we will just divorce if women want, and he can also divorce. For example, if you find some younger woman or just have better sexual partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a beautiful lady here in the community. She's 26. She's really, really beautiful, slim, and her husband just up and left. And they have a model-looking daughter. And why did he leave?
For another woman.
Another woman, and she's young and beautiful. So it's a systemic problem here in Ukraine. They have a very nonchalant attitude, an indifferent attitude to divorce. If you want to divorce, okay. There's no such thing really as divorce rape in Ukraine. If there is a divorce rape, it's the woman is getting raped in Ukraine. So the man is just not afraid of divorce. That's a sad part of it here. In the West, of course, we're terrified of divorce because there's a lot of divorce rape. We're gonna not only lose half of everything, but the courts are more and more favoring the woman, and you're could be paying alimony to your ex-wife, even though she marries a multimillionaire. For years, decade. There's horror stories galore. So we're terrified of divorce in the West. That's a huge difference here. Division of assets. So in Ukraine, they split 50-50, all assets that you've acquired since the marriage only.
Yeah, what you've bought together.
Yeah, what you brought into the marriage, you take out of the marriage, as the man and the woman, as the husband and the wife. In the West, it's a lot more lopsided to the woman, as you guys know. You can easily pay her half of everything if you've been married for 5 years or something like this. So, questions, guys. That's the end of our notes here on bad boys, good boys. Again, the whole point is, what do Ukrainian women want? They want the good boy, but with a few spices of bad boy. They don't want him to be boring, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit like kind of character when man can be adventurous, a little bit. I don't know, like extreme, or something like this. A little bit crazy, I don't know, but in good meaning, okay?
A little bit of spontaneous.
Yeah.
But the good news is for you guys is that get rid of that negative, sabotaging, self-limiting belief that good guys finish last. Because they don't. They really don't. Especially in Ukraine. If you're a good guy, you're going to do much better in Ukraine than you will in the West. Just throw a few spices of bad in there. What we're talking about, the qualities of bad boys. And she'll be all over you. And she will want to catch you, keep you, lock you down. Okay. So that's the main point of this live stream, is that if you're a good guy, which most of our clients coming here, they are a good guy, especially when you're in your mid 40s, 50s, the bad is mostly left and you're a consummate good guy. Probably too much the case. So throw some spices of bad boy in there, and you'll be very, very successful here in Ukraine.
If a Ukrainian couple divorces, does the man continue to provide monthly support for the woman? Is this a legal issue or a moral issue?
So we call that alimony. And, well, what would you say?
For woman, nothing. Can be for child, but very funny sound that will be enough. Might be just for Pampers, you know?
Yeah.
No
legal requirements for alimony, but the child support is $50. That's right. A whopping $50 per child per month in Ukraine is child support. Pampers, just enough for Pampers. So I say there's...
I'm not sure even. It depends on the age. Maybe will not be enough even for Pampers.
Yeah, so again, it's divorce rate, but it's the tables have turned in Ukraine. Yeah. So any more questions? And then we will go to break. And just while we're looking at questions, coming up tomorrow, guys, tomorrow 10 a.m., don't miss it. Okay, if you're a victim of online dating PPL scams, this is what's coming down the pike tomorrow 10 a.m.
You're about to witness a simple hack that an online dating site scam expert used to bust the biggest scam sites that took American men for over $500 million last year, and how you can easily use this simple hack so you'll never get scammed again by any online dating site.
Okay, we got another question here. Jeffrey asks, how do introvert Western men do? I presume. No, he meant do. So if you're an introverted Western man, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine, because Ukrainian men are more the quality of an introvert than an extrovert. Yeah, again, we probably should have put that point in here, but yeah, more Ukrainian men are more introverted. Any other questions, guys? Please pour in. We're gonna cut it loose for today. But any more questions?
Edward asked Joe, I'm curious, how difficult was language communication in the sauna with other men?
It was terrible. Nobody spoke English at all, except for Sasha, my ex-cop friend. So all the translation happened through Sasha. So it was just naked butts everywhere, piva, vodka, and sala. Oh my God, raw pork fat mixed with garlic, and raw fish and beer. Dinner of champions. But I got the flavor of what it was like, and most communication through Sasha.
Mm-hmm. What do Ukrainian women think about tattoos? I have a full back piece on each arm is fully covered.
Okay,
I think Ukrainian woman has less tattoo compared to Western world, but
no, but he has tattoos, a lot of tattoos. He wants to know what she thinks about it.
There is also some women, they have tattoos, not a lot, but I think if I have no personal tattoos.
No, but he's asking. He has a lot of tattoos. What the Ukrainian girl's going to think about his tattoos?
I don't know. I mean, if Ukrainian woman has tattoo, why she would think something bad about if he has tattoo?
Yeah. So okay, I'll answer the question then.
Tattoo, she will be okay. If she has no tattoo, maybe it will be strange for her. It depends on the woman, exactly woman.
I see tattoos as a masculine feature. So I would say most Ukrainian women are good with tattoos because it's a masculine feature. That's my opinion. Not a lot of experience with it.
If it's not butterfly, yeah.
Yeah. It's not. Okay, any other questions? And then we'll let you guys go.
Here, we can read. How common is it for Ukrainian man to cheat, and how often to women?
So we went on the streets. We went on the streets and asked Ukrainian women, if your man cheated on you, would you accept it? And we actually asked that question on the streets in a survey. And I believe the statistic on that survey was about 75% said they would accept it. They wouldn't be happy with it, of course, but they would accept it. They prefer just to have blinders on and not know. So it is a big problem in Ukraine. What do you think, Anna?
Yes, they just don't want to ruin families, so they prefer like, okay, if it will happen, I don't want to know about that. Just like attitude like that.
Yeah. So one last question.
I'm fearful that after marrying and returning to US, she will see that her options are greater than Ukraine. Can you speak on this?
What do you mean her options?
As a man.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, you mean
better.
like that? Yeah. Okay. You mean yeah.
A lot of choices.
Well, it's a valid fear, I can say. Dan, it's a valid fear.
Do you afraid about this?
Yeah, and you should be afraid. So,
Do you afraid?
am I afraid? No, because I chose very wisely. I chose my better half very wisely. That's why I'm not afraid. When we go to Canada, I can tell you, I'm not in the least afraid that Anna's going to have wandering eyes, because I know her. I know her to the soul level. Yeah, and that's what you guys want. So to answer your question, Dan, more extensively, you should be afraid of that happening, of her monkey branching basically to a younger, more handsome, and more importantly, richer man in America. If you are plus more than 2, so if you're if you're choosing a woman that's basically a runway model type, you're more than
On
plus
SMV,
2 on the
SMV.
SMV scale. And you better know her character. You better know her ethical and moral fabric is solid. Otherwise, there's a very good chance that happens. It happens a lot. I mean, look at all the stories online. These are guys that have chosen a woman above their pay grade, a woman way out of their league. That's what's going to happen. More often than not, I would say. So choose wisely, be realistic. It's all about being realistic. The good news is you can plus 2 in Ukraine on the SMV scale. You can't in America, can you? Tell me. No, you can here, and you'll have a traditional values woman, a lot more traditional anyway than a Western woman. You'll have a lot of amazing redeeming qualities in your wife. Okay, but you do have to choose wisely. Be smart about it, right? Don't go for the trophy wife. Hope that answers your question, Dan.
In 14 years.
I'm 14 years old. 14. Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Can't help you if you're 14. Just come to Ukraine if you're 14 when you become of legal age. So I think that's it for now, guys. Again, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Sunday, we will see you for Operation Online Dating Scam Hack, where we actually are going to hack in to the biggest dating site PPL scams. And you're going to see firsthand how these scams work visually. And again, we are assembling a Super Bowl team. It's not going to be just me. We're all going to take the team approach. There's going to be 2 guys per dating site, and we're going to attack them full on. We're going to hack them, and you guys are going to see what they're all about. So hope that helps you guys on your dating endeavors here in Ukraine. Okay, and bye for now. We'll see you Sunday, 10 a.m.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?